Welcome to Treasure Coast Community Health, with 7 locations to serve you better. We have a dedicated staff. And now, here's your host, CEO Vicki Soule.
Hello there, and welcome to Community Conversations. As the CEO of a primary care provider, we offer medical, dental, behavioral health, pharmacy, x-rays, you name it, anything having to do with your personal health. We try to encourage you through preventative means as well as taking good care of yourself if you have a more chronic kind of condition. But today we're going to be talking about the health of the earth. Okay, so if that wasn't what you expected, I'm so sorry, but I think you will find that our guest, Sue Flack, who is in charge of our recycling program here in the county, will have lots of helpful tips and clarifications for you that will benefit all of us with very little effort. So welcome, Sue.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Well, you know, as we come up to the Christmas season, we are handling more than we ever have before. I've seen on Facebook a couple of different situations where folks are signing up to be part of a gift-giving exchange. And so UPS, FedEx, Amazon, whomever is doing more deliveries. And what do we do with those boxes and wrapping papers and all those other things at this time of year?
And of course, we are seeing in the recycling industry many, many more boxes coming in, and those are 100% recyclable. The important thing is to just break them down to the best of your ability.
Make them flat.
Yep.
Okay.
Then they can be placed in your blue cart, which is a nice thing. And same with wrapping paper. You know, wrapping paper is always a biggie. People wonder, what can I do with this?
Mm-hmm.
But that too can be put in your blue cart for recycling, which is a very, very good thing.
So for the OCD amongst us, is it better for it to be flat like the cardboard, folded up?
It doesn't really.
Can we take the crumpled masses and just stuff them in there?
You can take the crumpled masses and stuff them in there. You don't have to flatten it out, which is a good thing. It'll save you some time.
It will. But, you know, we've had conversations in the past about recycling and how certain things tangle up the machines. And so I wasn't sure if that ball of paper was one of those obstacles or not.
No,
so
it's not. But Christmas lights are. And right now we're seeing a lot of that contamination in our blue carts. Christmas lights are not recyclable. They are tanglers, and they tangle up in those machines. So please make sure those go in the garbage, especially now when you're going through all your lights and trying to find which ones are working and
which few are still working.
That's it.
The annual tradition of another light string that doesn't work.
Yeah, so those need to go into the garbage, unfortunately.
Okay. Straight into the garbage. Right no recycling potential at all at landfills or anything. Okay, got it.
Now, packing peanuts are reusable. You can reuse them in another package. Or they're recyclable at a pack mail store or UPS, but those two cannot go into the blue cart.
Okay.
So make sure that those don't go in.
What about those air bubble wrap things?
Yeah, so fortunately, Indian River County is one of 9 counties in the state of Florida that's participating in what we call our WRAP campaign in partnership with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection.
Nice.
And we collect all that loose plastic film. So anything like that. Say you get a board game and it's wrapped in that loose film, that's recyclable. Packing bubble wrap, the air packs, the wrap that comes around your toilet paper and your paper towel.
So
that's
wonderful.
All recyclable, just not in the blue cart.
Okay.
That can go to one of our 5 customer convenience centers, or you can bring it out to the Main County landfill, and we will collect it. And then we ship it down to St. Lucie County where it's baled. And then once it's baled, they send it up north to a company who makes picture frames and decking material out of it. So,
well, that's really cool.
Yes, and it's a very successful campaign.
That is great. So another logistics issue here. So if you've got this film and or air cushiony packing stuff, can you make it flat but bring it to you in a plastic bag?
You can bring it in a plastic bag because those two are recyclable in our WRAP campaign. Anything that's loose film like that, it just can't go into your blue cart.
Okay, but if you aren't, as some would call them, tree huggers, if you are not taking your groceries home in bags you bring, you're taking them home in the plastic bags, and you have a collection of those can go back out through this program.
Yep. And they can
Okay.
also be collected at any retail store that also provides that service. So Publix, obviously, Home Depot. There's some of the big retail stores that will provide that
okay.
recycling service
Wonderful.
through the WRAP campaign.
And most of the thrift stores are very grateful for people bringing those things in as well.
They are.
Okay.
Yes.
So send them around to the appropriate spots.
That's right. Just
Wonderful.
don't put them in the blue cart.
Okay. So I'm developing a list of do's and don'ts.
Right.
I'm thinking about yogurt containers, for example. That seems to be the phase a lot of my friends are going through right now because it's healthy food.
That's right.
But then you end up with these plastic things. Are they or are they not recyclable?
They are recyclable. So I like to tell people, here in Indian River County, we're trying to make recycling easy. And that, too, is good for our health, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So in Recycling Right, we're limiting it just to 5 basic things that can go into that blue cart. So it's clean cardboard,
Okay.
clean newspaper, clean aluminum and steel, clean plastic bottles and jugs, and clean glass. That's jars, for example. Not a big piece of glass, but
Okay.
just those 5 simple items, and that's it. Everything else, when in doubt, throw it out, can
Okay.
go into the garbage.
When recycling was first started, there was a lot of emphasis on those pizza boxes because they take up a lot of space. But there's really no way to clean those.
No, and they're not recyclable at all.
Aha.
We don't accept them.
Okay.
And that, too, is a big contamination. When we go out and we look in all those blue carts, we do those cart audits, we see a lot of pizza boxes. So it used to be that we collected them, but things have changed. So, again, we really have to keep an eye on what can go in and what can't.
But metal cans that hold soups or vegetables, those types of things,
Tuna
as long
fish.
as you rinse them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm getting it.
Yes.
As you say, the rules kind of have changed.
They do. You
And
have to keep up on it. Bottle caps on, bottle caps off. So
There used to be a flyer or a listing that you could put on the top of your recycle cart.
Right.
Do you guys still provide that?
We do. So we have lots of flyers that come out all the time.
Sorry,
including
I asked.
our Christmas flyer that's just out now. And also one of the new campaigns that Indian River County is phasing its way into is we have created a new label for our blue recycling carts. And it's a simple label. It's more visual than it is with the words.
Okay.
And we will be phasing that onto everybody's blue carts eventually. So it's very, very exciting.
Will they come through the mail, or they will just appear one day after collection, or how?
What will happen is, in partnering with Waste Management, they will come out and swap out the lid of your blue cart, targeting those right now that are completely gone off the cart, due to sun or damage. We have a lot of those. They just can't. They're not readable anymore. So we'll be replacing them with a new and improved label.
That's wonderful to hear, because our brains process so much information on a daily basis that just even the simplest things are like, what are they supposed to be doing?
Right.
That's great. That's really
Less
helpful.
reading.
Less reading. That's right. More doing, less reading.
That's it.
Well, thank you for coming. I'm thinking that we should probably take a short station break for word from our sponsors, but I know you've got some things coming up that we want to talk about. So
Great.
Don't go away.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. You're on Planet Vero Radio and TV. Stay with us.
New Vision Eye Center provides world-class eye care on the Treasure Coast. To tell you more, here's Dr. Robert Reinauer.
Many patients are under the impression that floaters in your eyes are a condition that you have to just accept. Floaters can spontaneously appear as part of the natural aging process, and they disrupt your clear vision. Some have had a laser treatment that does not remove the floaters. At New Vision Eye Center, we provide the latest techniques in the permanent removal of floaters in your eyes.
Dr. Robert Reinauer with New Vision Eye Center exclusively performs this proven procedure to remove annoying floaters in the eyes, providing world-class care for macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, and retinal surgery. For an appointment, call 772-257-8700 or visit newvisioneyecenter.com. Make the move to retinal specialist Dr. Robert Reinauer at New Vision Eye Center in Vero Beach.
ITEX, or International Trade Exchange, is the largest barter company in the world with over 25,000 members offering goods and services. We're a marketing company that brings you new business in the way of trade, with over 200 local members enjoying the benefits of ITEX, like lawyers, doctors, plumbers, media, printing, and more.
Hi, this is Liz Bowler. Contact me and find out why barter through ITEX has been smarter for over 30 years. 772-532-1881. Visit itex.com.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
And welcome back to Community Conversations. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about something very timely, and that is recycling around the holidays. We know that there are lots of extra boxes and packages being delivered. We also know that there's a number of things being brought out of the attics and garages, things like Christmas lights to go up. And you know, if those things end up not working, what do we do with them? So Sue Flack is here today, and she's responsible for all the recycling in Indian River County, and she's been sharing helpful tips.
That's right.
The most important is don't put those burnt out Christmas lights into recycling.
That's right.
Yes, it's got all the recycling parts, but it tangles up the equipment. So that's a definite no-no.
That's a no-no.
Okay, what about Christmas trees?
So Christmas trees are recyclable as long as they are stripped of their decorations and their tinsel.
That's the natural wood trees.
The natural Christmas trees, yes, the real trees. And you can put those curbside, or if you don't want to put them curbside, you can bring them to a convenience center or the main county landfill.
That sounds like too much work.
Right?
Curbside sounds a whole lot easier.
And then they'll come to the landfill, and we have recently partnered with a wonderful company next door to us called Atlas Organics, and they are using our yard waste to make beautiful compost material.
Really?
Yes.
And will that be available someday?
It's available right now. It is. Yes.
For a charge?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Just clearing. It's not a county project per se. It's a partnering. Okay.
That's right.
Okay, but that's really good to know.
It's a beautiful product.
Yeah. So what about the artificial Christmas trees?
Unfortunately, those are not recyclable.
So those are definitely...
They have to go into the garbage.
Garbage. Yes. Okay.
But hopefully you'll get a nice long life out of your artificial Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's just the lights on it that seem to go haywire.
Yes.
So can we put those out curbside, or those have to be transported by individuals out to the landfill?
Yep. Or the customer convenience center.
Okay, so
sometimes if they're small enough, you could probably stuff it into your gray cart.
That's true. They do usually have to be put together and can be taken apart. Okay, right. And we've covered bubble wrap and paper goods.
Yep.
What other types of things become an issue of lack of knowledge?
Right now, everybody's getting maybe their new TV for Christmas,
yes.
wanting to get rid of their old TV. Recently, I've seen a lot of microwaves, so it must be a thing this time of year. People are replacing their microwaves, but all of those old electronics can definitely be recycled. They just cannot go into the blue cart. So you can also bring those to a convenience center or come on out and see me at the Main County Landfill.
Okay. Well, I was at one of the convenience centers, and I was surprised at the variety of electronics. There were some really big TVs out there that apparently had failed expectations anyways. So,
those get recycled.
They take them all.
Another
and
thing tires, something as unusual as cooking oil. We take back that used cooking oil at a convenience center or the Main County landfill, and then we sell it to a company who makes biofuel out of it, biodiesel fuel out of it. So it is even repurposed. And that's an important thing, especially during the holidays. People like to pour that old cooking grease down the drain, which is obviously a no-no.
Yeah,
Clogs
not
the
good
lift
for
station.
anything, septic
No.
fields or anything. So what kind of container would they be bringing that cooking oil, that
Any
used
kind of
cooking oil?
transportation vessel that you'd like to bring it in. And then once you get to the convenience center or the landfill, there's a container there and a funnel, and you just pour it right into that container and good to go. And you can reuse that container that you've brought it in.
Okay. So it's got to be liquefied.
Right.
Okay.
Any kind of grease or oil or fat
that's been used. I'm trying to sort out no pizza boxes because they might have a scrap of cheese, but used cooking oil, you don't have to strain it or any of that. Okay.
No, they'll take care of that for you.
Okay. I've got a real OCD thing going on today. I want to be crystal clear on these things.
That's okay. It's pretty simple.
Okay.
And when in doubt, throw it out.
Throw it out. Okay. So what other kinds of things? Is there anything that we have neglected in terms of the typical, I guess right now in the holiday season, I'm just going to jump ahead to January. I know a lot of people then, once they put away the Christmas decorations and look around, they go, I'm really tired of the paint, the color in my home. And, as we roll into spring and people are unfortunately still trying to figure out their next 6 months ahead, what do we do with paint samples or paint excess?
Right. Mm-hmm. That's a really good question. And paint can be brought to the convenience center or the main county landfill up to 5 gallons at a time. So if you have 3 or 4 cans sitting in your garage with just a little bit of paint in each one, bring those down to the convenience center or the landfill for proper disposal. That we don't want to dispose of our household hazardous waste material in the wrong way.
Exactly.
And so all of that can be brought to a convenience
That seems
center.
to be the most common thing I see when people open up their garages, and it's like,
right.
Didn't know what to do with those, right?
Yes.
Because they've got 10 of them.
That's a really good question.
Okay.
And old gasoline, too, that can be brought to the convenience center. You might have that container that's you had since hurricane season, and you didn't use it. It's no good anymore. You can recycle up to 5 gallons of that as well at the convenience center or the landfill.
Yeah, we aren't changing oil in our cars much ourselves these days.
No, we're not, which is a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, because then we don't have to dispose of it.
That's right.
Okay, but let's talk now about going again into the spring. Generally, you guys have a paper shredding event for those of us that every once in a while decide that they've got to purge some of those many records.
And that is our biggest event.
Okay.
I'm getting phone calls now already from people wondering, when is our next shredding event? So our next one is a course around Earth Day, April 17th, from 9 to 2 at Southeast Secure Shredding on U.S. Highway 1. So, and you can bring up to 35 pounds of shredded material or 3 boxes.
Okay. And they will do the shredding for you.
They do it right on site. It's very secure, like the name says. And you can really watch it.
That's pretty cool.
Shredded. It is. It's
I haven't
really,
been
really
out there, but they are a very reputable company. We use them, but have not seen the shredding process. But it's timely in that April 15th is generally known as tax day.
Right.
And then you can get rid of perhaps a year's worth going back many years past auditing time.
That's what I'm going to do.
Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm
Is there a limit on the size of them? I'm also thinking about, this has been a perfect year for people buying and selling houses. And at closing, you get a whole lot of information. But 2 or 3 houses down the road, you might not cherish those papers as much as you did at the time they were given to you. And some of them are quite large. They're not the standard 8.5 by 11. Do you know if they will be accepted?
Absolutely, they're accepted.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, they're not the standard. They're bigger, 11 by 17 usually or something like that. You're right.
And personal, you really don't want to put them out in the trash for other people to see, no matter how old they are. So that's very helpful. So what else have you got going on? I know you're a busy gal.
I'm trying to stay busy always. That's right. So January 9th, Solid Waste Disposal District is partnering with Parks and Recreation, also Coastal Connections, Keep Indian River Beautiful, Audubon, And we are going to have a huge coastal cleanup of which we need volunteers. So that's going to be January 9th at Orca, which is the Oslo Road Conservation Area. I always have a hard time getting that one out, at 9 a.m. So we will be doing safe practicing. The county will be providing masks, gloves.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So
now that's a pretty big area. Will they be meeting at the parking lot? Or
yes.
Okay.
We will be meeting at the parking lot, and we are going to be encouraging pre-registration through Parks and Recreation, in which they can sign up, and then they'll automatically be designated an area. So once they get there, they'll know exactly where to park and exactly where to go.
Okay.
So
and that's a great outdoor activity for those of us that are still concerned about doing good without being right on top of others.
That's right.
Kids can participate as long as parents keep track of them, of course.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful area. So
it really is.
We're really looking forward to getting it cleaned up and
that's great.
Taking good care of it. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you see on the horizon?
Oh,
if
lots.
not, I'm going. You think about that for a moment. As long as I've got you captured here in the studio, I'm going to put in a question/plea for recycling for businesses.
Yes.
It has been fairly problematic for many of us who have employees that drink water or have other things that they feel that could be recycled, magazines and so forth. Do you ever see that in the pickup schedule?
I'm so glad you brought that up. So the way it works in Indian River County is commercial recycling is what we call that.
Okay.
Considered an open market, which means that you or as a business have the opportunity to go out and get multiple quotes from multiple haulers to get the best bang for your buck.
As if we have that time. Sorry, did I say that out loud? Sorry.
It really doesn't take long to do that process, and they will come out and do it for you, the various haulers. So they will tell you what size. They'll help you right size your containers. And what I like to tell commercial businesses simply is that it is less money to recycle than it is to pay for garbage service. So if you can shift some of that, like you said, water bottles, wine bottles, cardboard boxes, all of those recyclable items out of your garbage, you can then downsize the size of your garbage container and or reduce the amount of times that you have that pickup that you pay for and put it into your recycling container instead. So those businesses that have been now successfully recycling are seeing that savings because they're saving the money.
Absolutely, and doing the right thing for the earth.
Right. And if anyone needs, more information or encouragement on that, they can always contact me.
Okay. Go ahead, give your phone number.
Okay.
Because it's kind of a maze to get through the website.
It is. And we just all got new phone lines. So I have a new number, and it's still 772-226-3206.
Okay. And if people do have questions, they can call you directly at that number. You've been a great resource for us, not only today, but in previous conversations. So thank you very much, Sue. You're doing an important job.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us today. I hope you can share this information with others who do live in Indian River County. We know that we live in a very special place, and we are constantly trying to keep it special. So pick up a little bit here, a little bit there, recycle what you can, put the rest in the trash, and most especially, have an enjoyable holiday season. Thank you, and see you next week.